I think he should want to come back to the Steelers, help them win a Super Bowl championship, and then be gone. Plain and simple. It's just that simple. I don't think him in another team's uniform, like going someplace else now, just to, like, for example, I go to another team because I know they're going to pay me long term. Obviously, that's the best business decision for him to make. But barring that, it's one of those situations where these are the brothers that you've been playing with for years. This is the organization you've been playing for. This is the coach you've been playing for. You've got unfinished business because y'all should have handled your business better last year than you did, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just talking about in terms of what's idealistic. What's idealistic is that he will stay healthy, ball out, position the Steelers to win a Super Bowl crown, and then leave fully healthy and in position to get his money.
Yeah, I agree. I think at this point he should stay. I think earlier in the season there were logical places for him to go. I mentioned Green Bay, where, oh, my God, him and Aaron Rodgers, how do you stop that in this era of offense? But I think at this point, because in order to get his franchise money, he has to wait. So you got to – it seems to me the Steelers may have been fixing to trade him, right? Because that's why he stayed away. Why else would he stay away and then say he's coming back but then stay away? Because he's going to fix it so they can't trade him. The trade deadline passes. They're just going to have to pay him and not trade him. So they're going to have to play him. And he is going to have to play for the Steelers. And when I say play, I mean the good news for him is they run the offense through him because including Antonio Brown, he's their most important offensive player. And in this era of offense, think about what just happened. He avoided more than half a season of punishment, which he wanted to. So his age 27 year is kind of going to be like his age 26 year. He can sell that to teams. It's a big difference in the guaranteed money you're going to make. He's going to play for a team that right now is in first place in a division that's up for grabs, where they could still win it. And then he gets a chance to ball in the playoffs, which is a national stage unlike the regular season. This is working out for Le'Veon, so long as he avoids injury, knock wood, to get paid like he wanted to at the end of the season.
When we were talking early on in the season about Le'Veon coming back during the bye week, you were saying, well, what if they don't win? They have to win some games for it to be important. Well, they've done that. And Shefty was on NFL Live speaking about the trade deadline and saying that Le'Veon Bell probably wants to come back after October 30th, and that's the smart play for him. This has been a total tug-of-war for Le'Veon between business and personal, right? The business of not having a long-term deal, understanding that you can be injured, that was why he wasn't in early on in the season. And then the personal started playing because the Pittsburgh Steelers weren't playing well and they were losing games. And that's when you call Jeremy Fowler like, I'm coming back. And then I think he sat in his house and his agent talked to him and said, hey, you know what? They're talking about trading you, or you may not even be on this team when you come back. You should probably wait. And so now I think we get to a point that when Le'Veon Bell comes back, this team is in position to do great things, and so is he. He'll have an opportunity to be a part of a two-man backfield, which he's never had an opportunity to do. He's always been the bell cow. He's missed over half of the season of having to carry this team because he gets the most touches. And he gets an opportunity to win games because this defense, which you talk about all the time, Stephen A., is actually starting to come around.
They have looked good the last couple of weeks. I figured you'd be the first to bring that up.
Well,
I figured
why
you certainly, because you certainly wasn't the first to bring it up when they stunk up the joint. You left it for me to instigate that conversation, but here you are provoking this one.
Stephen A., we all play our roles, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We all have a spot on this show, and that's your spot. And this is mine, to talk about them playing well right now.
And by the way, Le'Veon, let's not forget, wants to get paid, as Molly brings up, as a number 2 receiver, plus a lead running back. And he should. And by the way, you enter him into the equation with Juju Smith-Schuster and Antonio Brown now. It's different.
Question for you. If you're Le'Veon Bell and you come back, Ryan, what do you tell the Steelers about how you want to be utilized? In light of the fact that James Conner is balling, you want to be a part of the team. You want to be active. You want to make yourself eligible for free agency in 2019 so you can get paid. But at the same time, do you have the mentality? Folks already know what I can do. They know what my situation is. I need to just stay healthy and help in any way that's risk averse while in the same breath, you're trying to pursue Super Bowl championship. What do you do?
I think he's lost all leverage to tell them anything. when you don't show up, when teams move on from you. You listen to Cam Hayward, they've moved on from Le'Veon Bell. There were guys that were saying they couldn't care less about if he comes back or not, and James Conner has produced. Now when you come back to the Pittsburgh Steelers, you come back as a piece of the puzzle and not the piece. So for him, it's going to be get in where you fit in and produce when you have to.
Do you think they're acting that way because they hate answering questions about him, or they're resentful of the fact that they haven't heard from him?
Well, I'm sure they hate answering questions about him, but you now don't necessarily need him, right? When you look at what this team has been able to do, if you're a player in that locker room, that's how you feel. When we evaluate it from the outside, right? And I know this as being a player and now being a part of the media. When you evaluate it from the outside, you look at it through a different lens. When you're in that locker room and you're finding ways to win without him, when the numbers look the way they do for James Conner, you can convince yourself that you have all you need because you never know when you're going to get him back.